Hello, my name is Siri, and I will introduce you a little bit Estonian research system, about a little bit about ecosystem, a little bit about the main funding measures that may be of your interest, and then also speak a little bit about the support system. But Daria really initiated me to, or inspired me to also explain, or I'm sorry I don't have the same nice map picture in front of you here. Estonia is the most northern one of the Baltic countries in this northern Europe area. And yes, so we have a marine border with Finland and Sweden, and eastern border with Russia, and of course in south we have our dear Latvian colleagues and Latvian brothers, sisters. So, and we have only 1.3 million people living in Estonia. So it's quite a challenge to be a big player in this big game of research and innovation. Here on my first slide, you see how the research field is structured in Estonia in the sense of state. So our government has a research and development council, counseling them. And then the main ministries are Ministry of Education and Research and Ministry of Economic Affairs and Communications, where the most of the public research funding and programs are managed. There are few other programs also on the other ministries, thematical ones. But the Ministry of Education and Research has a research policy committee attached to them, and the Economic Affairs and Communications has innovation policy committee advising them. And then there are state institutions responsible for managing the respective programs for these ministries, the main organizations, let's put it that way. And there is Education and Youth Board for all the education programs. For example, Erasmus program is managed by this institution from the international ones. And it also refers to tiny bit of PhD studies that they are basically sharing the information, or things are under their umbrella. There is, for example, the initiative called Study in Estonia that has taken the role of spreading information about the doctoral studies in Estonia as well. And then we have Estonian Research Council, where I am situated, and most of the public research funding programs that are competition-based are managed in this in my organization. And then we for the innovation projects that can be also research-based are managed in Estonian Business and Innovation Agency. Then we have Academy of Sciences that in Estonian case has rather a representative role, and some activities, some contests organizing, and some broader topics like ethics and topics are like dealt by them as well. In addition to Estonian Research Council. Then we have public R&D institutions. I will tell you a little bit more. Then we have private R&D institutions. So this is a little bit of numbers. As I said, 1.3 million people living here. We have been increasingly attractive for international PhD students as well as for staff. You can see the numbers growing just as examples here from 2019 to 2022. The graph is in Estonian, but don't mind. It shows different foreign students levels up to the PhD students. And something that you can see here is just that with COVID, as well as with the Russian invasion to Ukraine, the numbers in lower study levels has also been somewhat increased, whereas it's not the same for the PhD students, neither for staff members in research. So we have more people coming to Estonia, still interested. When it comes to our research R&D institutions, we consider the institutions being R&D institutions by, of course, official evaluation. So we have in Estonia 6 public universities that you see on the slide, and 1 private university that have this accreditation for the this kind of programs and also for, evaluations for doing research. And our universities are very, I would say, rather research intensive ones. So in Tartu, we have University of Tartu and Estonian University of Life Sciences. And in Tallinn, we have University of Technology, Tallinn University, Academy or Estonian Academy of Arts, and the Estonian Academy of Music and Theatre. And also the Estonian Business School is situated in Tallinn. And so you can see that when I think Darja said that in Latvia they have all the institutions in Riga. I may be mistaken though, but
not all but the majority definitely are situated in Riga. Yeah.
Yes, and so it is similar for Estonia that we have them in Tartu and Tallinn. Of course, some of them have colleges in some smaller towns as well, but their juridical bodies are nevertheless in these 2 towns, and it's important for you will see also later when it comes, for example, for the relocation topics. But besides the public university or the universities that I introduced, we have also other research and development institutions, 12 or 13 more positively evaluated at the moment. There are also evaluations going on at this moment. So we will see some hopefully positive results also in the near future, or hear about them. But so I have listed here, and you can see where the name has A, S, or OU next to it. It means they are private entities, but they are also evaluated positively for research activities. And I have marked in bold the MetroCert because their applied research division had from last year from the government as the owner and updated expectations for this division to enhance the R&I capacity specifically at applied research in Estonia. And in the bottom of the slide, you see in which 5 focus areas. So I just wanted to bring this out because you would know that most probably in the very near future, already now, slowly, this division is also seeking new research employees, probably quite often, quite heavily working on that. So I've encouraged them to also post their positions at your access portal, and they promised to do so. Another thing that I really recommend you to get acquainted with is Estonian Research and Information System called ETIS. It is a national register of research and development related information in Estonia. that allows to store and pull information about the institutions, researchers, projects, and research results. And as it is used also as a platform for submitting your local grant applications, our researchers have quite well renewed or updated information about themselves there. And if you do a keyword search, you may just see what kind of research in your field has been done, what are the ongoing projects, so you can also already get some notion of the topics that our research teams are working on. So I would really recommend you to explore there, to get closer to the ecosystem, to the research and in the field that you are of your interest. Now I'm gonna speak about a few funding schemes of relevance, but I want to say that I'm gonna be much more brief than Darja was, for example, with one of the schemes, because I was just looking at the time limit. But of course, I've actually made the titles or some text as links. So if you receive the presentation, you will get a link to more information. And of course, you can always ask me for further information. So quickly about the flows, or also to compare with previous presentation, the amount of GDP that goes to research in Estonia. In 2018, there was a social agreement between almost all the parties, except I think only one far-right party. So political agreement to have this goal to raise the public funding for research to 1% of GDP. Here you can see where we stand at the moment and where the money is actually coming from. So we have not reached exactly the goal, but together with private sector and foreign funds, we are in 1.78% of GDP. For research and development. I also have a slide about main public funding instruments. Here, what is important to see is or understand is that the division says institutions and researchers, but of course, partly the funding that goes to institutions, like baseline funding, it's also actually going directly to researchers, and not directly, but through the institution to researchers. And you can also see that we are also using structural funds for funding some of the actions. And here, please don't think that all our doctoral studies are funded by structural funds. It's just one way of collaboration when it comes to doctoral schools. Actually, doctoral studies are funded differently. I will speak about that as well. They are coming from different parts, actually, from if you look at this scheme here. So first funding scheme that I want to draw your attention to is a yearly round application competition-based funding scheme that is called personal research funding. We call them PUT. And here we have a postdoctoral research grant for Estonian researchers to go out of Estonia and gain some experience in postdoc. And then we have two grants that are meant to be conducted in Estonian research institution. And they are the starting grant and team grant. And here they are competition based. The competition is also quite high, but so the starting grant is for researchers with initial experience already to launch their first independent research group. And also they have to contribute to educating the next generation of researchers, including doctoral students. So this is a starting grant, and there's a team grant for more established researchers to ensure high quality research done and to lead a strong research group. So, and it is important to understand that these national schemes are also open to foreign researchers. If you have a collaboration or interest from an Estonian R&D institution who is interested in applying for this grant, and they are interested in hiring you to conduct this research, then there is no in that sense, there is no discrimination based on based on your nationality. Well, it wouldn't be discrimination maybe, but anyway, this is open also for all the nationalities. But this is one of the main funding schemes where Estonian researchers are also applying. Then we have incoming postdoctoral grant to support the researchers coming to Estonia, and also for those who have gone and coming back to Estonia. And this is now I take you back to Janka's presentation, because Janka spoke about Marie Sklodowska-Curie actions, and there are fellowships that are automatically tied to this. And in Estonia, we have a third level of possible support with the same application. So if you're not successful with Marie Sklodowska-Curie actions application, but you have a very high quality application, so you have a positive result, at least 70 points, then you can submit your application, the same application, to us, to Estonian Research Council. It will some eligibility check and some certain things will be rechecked by us, but the scientific excellence will not be reevaluated anymore. So after some eligibility checks and that everything would be in compliance, you are able to get funding also from Estonia for 1 to 2 years. The amount this year was 72,000 euros per year. And here again, as with the Marie Sklodowska-Curie, anyway, you of course have to have your the agreement with the host institution, and in our grant case, they also have to agree to co-finance partly from their own side, the institution. And the next application round will open next year. But then one more scheme, we have also mobility support. This is rather for after postdoc already. It is to recruit researchers from abroad or returning ones to Estonia. Here again, the co-financing by the institution is higher than with the previous scheme. It is 50% expected by the hosting institution. But then if you have agreement that they would like to host you, then Estonian Research Council will fund part of it, and this sum goes for salary, research expenses, and overhead for the institution, and this is for 2 years. And with this scheme, the application is going on running basis, and the evaluation of your applications will be done in each quarter of the year, so 4 times a year. I want to quickly say about the PhD studies reform in Estonia as of 2022. So now in Estonia, you have possibility 3 different ways to do your PhD studies. The main principle is that the PhD programs that are announced by our institutions, they are positions with the junior researcher position as employees. So if you come to Estonian institutions, you get double status, basically a student one and an employee one. Then there is an option that you're conducting a transfer of knowledge doctoral degree, where you have a contract that concludes also an institution outside the university in a field related to exactly to your doctoral thesis. And then the research is conducted according to the needs of the company or the even public institution. It can be or any institution outside academia. And the student continues working there. And then the part of the supervision and educational part comes then from academia. So it is a collaboration between university and other sectors. And these two measures, these two ways, both guarantee social guarantees for you, and I think we really hope that makes it beneficial. Also, it has a limit of that at least how big amount of salary has to be provided to you, and it is calculated according to the average salary in Estonia at that moment of your application, or like previous recent yearly average. And then there is the third version that sometimes they call hobby PhD, meaning that you work, for example, on totally different area topic, but you're just interested in researching, and if university is providing such a possibility, you can be a PhD student, but without doctoral allowance. Any doctoral allowances or employee status. And just very briefly, we have also this intersectoral mobility measure. And here, one of the three ways or three things that are funded is exactly this employing a knowledge transfer doctoral student in a company. So basically, the second version from this slide can be then funded by this program. It doesn't have to be, but it is one of the possibilities. So yes, so we also have intersectoral mobility measure for hiring a research in a company or a public sector institution, or transitioning a top specialist from company or public sector to a university to bring in their perspective for a certain amount of time. These are all links here that are with the underline, so you can read more. When it comes to support services in Estonia, then yes, I would really invite you, as I said, we are also small as Latvia, and we are also very personal. We can be quite personal with our assistance. So you are very welcome to contact me in Estonian Research Council. I'm also working next to Horizon Europe NCPs. If you have questions regarding this program, any part of the program, then as for me, you can turn to me about your access topics either, or actually further information about today's presentation, more about ecosystem, more precisely about something, and also I can guide you with your allocation questions. In most of public universities and the Estonian Business School, they are also your access members, so they guide you with your institutional and specific employment issues consulting, and also guide or direct you to right places for your allocation questions. Often they may direct you to Tartu Welcome Center in Tartu or International House of Estonia in Tallinn, because these are our nice partner organizations who do an amazing job in welcoming services. They have a little bit differently, but they have partly also some local governmental or state services coming to their offices to provide already some of the issues that you need to settle. So, or they will guide you to the right places again, and they also organize different programs, cultural or language clubs or things. So, also for spouses. So I definitely invite you to come to Estonia. We try to have you covered in every way. And then we also have Settle in Estonia program with 8 thematic modules and language courses modules, meaning that there is a basic module for about living in Estonia, there is family module, there is study module, there is also a research module that I hope that will continue next year or later, that would give exactly the same information more thoroughly that I gave you today. And this is for people that have been living in Estonia for up to 5 years. So we really see that we would like to have you covered with all your questions. When it comes to research ecosystem, innovation ecosystem, please turn to me mostly, and be assured that also with relocation questions we can direct you to the right places. And one cultural notion as a last thing, please understand that Estonia is not very hierarchical society, meaning that if you have interest towards some research team, then I really recommend you to be rather brave to write to these people, to try to contact them directly, and of course, they may be very pragmatic. Of course, there is a possibility that they don't answer at all. But there is also a high possibility that if you turn to them with a pragmatic way, you say in a brief manner of your interest, of your profile, then it is one additional way of trying to seek collaboration with Estonian researchers. That would be my one of my tips for the end of my presentation. So please do not hesitate to contact me. We try to guide you to right places. Thank you.